Welcome to this training on how to launch your own podcast. I'm so excited to be here with you today, and we're diving into everything you need to know to start getting your podcast off the ground, expand your reach, and establish yourself as an authority in your niche. Podcasts are a powerful medium to connect with your audience on a deeper level. Through consistent, valuable content, you can build trust, you can offer insights, and you can inspire listeners, all while growing your brand and attracting new leads. Whether you're new to podcasting or you're just looking to streamline your process with Kajabi, this training will provide you step-by-step guidance, strategy to make it happen. We'll cover everything from setting up your podcast in Kajabi, creating episodes, understanding key equipment, and even strategies to monetize in order for you to make it a revenue-generating asset. So take a moment to think about the impact that your voice, that your expertise can have on your audience. Podcasting is a way to bring your knowledge to life, and I'm here to make sure you have all the tools you need to launch with confidence and to set yourself for success. If you sign up with my affiliate link to Kajabi, mariataveras.com, you'll receive exclusive bonuses to support your podcasting journey. More on that further on this training. So what is a podcast? It's essentially an audio show that focuses on a specific topic or niche that's relevant to the host business or their interest. Think of it as a talk radio show, but one that's recorded by you and can be listened on demand. It's organized into seasons, into episodes, and listeners can subscribe to be notified of any new episode that you launch. This allows people to tune in when it's convenient for them. Today, podcasts serve a broad range of uses. They're excellent for business promotion, for personal branding, for community building, and many people even use podcasts to broadcast their events or offer insightful interviews. So educating, coaching people are very popular formats, as podcasts provide a perfect medium for in-depth discussions and skill-building sessions, and people listen to them on the go. It could be audio only, it could be video, and you may incorporate music or sound effects to make episodes more engaging. Why should you start a podcast? Podcasts are powerful tools for business growth. They will help you establish your credibility. By showing up consistently with valuable insights, you'll be proving that you're an expert in your niche. Podcasts also support branding. So as listeners get to know your voice and personality, building a connection in terms of marketing, that you can engage listeners deeply. You can even, especially those super listeners that are on the go, they can spend hours each week on their favorite shows. So you can offer even a revenue opportunity. There is here through sponsorship ads, premium content, and we'll see today that you can build your paid podcast inside Kajabi. So planning your podcast is the foundation, obviously, of having a successful podcast. Before you start recording, define all the details that will make this podcast valuable, engaging, and most of all, unique. So start by getting clear on the niche you want to serve. What specific area do you want to focus on? Having a clearly defined niche will help you stand out, as listeners are more likely to subscribe if they know that you're really an expert in this area. Think about your demographic, the people that have a problem or those that are interested in a specific topic. When you have a clear idea of who's that ideal listener, you'll be able to tailor that content to speak to them directly while it's relevant for them and also engaging. So research your market, identify similar podcasts, notice what are they doing, what covers they're using, how's the scripts that they use, their intro, their outro. Learn about how they're engaging with others so you can obviously learn from that. Okay, choose a topic and identify a gap in between those competitors. And choose your podcast format. Will it be only episodes, interviews, a mix of both? Maybe you'll do a co-hosting episode, or it's more about storytelling on yourself. Which format do you want? Do you want to use interviews where you can engage with other guests? Do you want to do chat shows? Do you want to do expert solo? a combination of all of these if you want, and determine the frequency of when you're doing this. If it's weekly, it will be every 2 days, a monthly, bi-weekly. What's your plan? Define a basic outline that you will follow on each episode. This could be having an intro, then the main content, then an outro and a call to action for them to take action. You have to structure your episodes because it will make your planning and recording easier for you. That way you can actually deliver consistent content with quality over time. You'll need to create your brand assets. So what's the name of your podcast? What will be the description of this podcast? The cover art for this podcast as well, because there's always a thumbnail that's used on each and every episode has a thumbnail as well. Okay, so let's learn a bit more to be able to launch and promote all of this. Which length will you use? Will it be 5 to 10 minutes for quick tips, updates on your podcast? Will it be a 10 to 20 minutes episode? That's very popular. A single topic episode, very concise. Or 30 to 45 minutes to provide more in-depth information. Or maybe it's going to be an interview or a full discussion that will take 1 hour or more. All of these options, there's a variety of formats that you can use. For example, chronicle, where you're narrating historical events, mysteries, adding storytelling here, or maybe you just want to live broadcast to engage in real time with your audience using Instagram stories, Facebook lives, YouTube videos, whatever you prefer. It could be an interview, and I'm going to show you the podcast I launched in Spanish. I just launched it once to see how Kajabi works, and I got pregnant and never posted again. But as a Kajabi expert, I wanted to be able to experience and be able to showcase to my clients, and that's what I'm going to show you today. So what I did was interview. I started, since my business is called Faraso, it's called Faraso Inspires, and I started interviewing successful millionaires in the online business in Spanish and asking them about obviously the wins, the obstacles they've faced, and so on. You can also do a very short pill form where you deliver a quick insight. News, this is ideal for staying current, for trends, industry trends. Share anything related to your field. Educational tips, advice, your knowledge basically. A Q&A, maybe people will share questions before you do this, and that could be very interactive. An audiobook as well, so you could be recording audiobooks or doing longer narratives, adding background music, enhancing the atmosphere. I've personally listened to books. I've done that in my car from Spotify. One of the books I do recommend, an audiobook as well, and it's on Spotify, is Jay Cron's, one of Kajabi's founders, book, so that you can read it. It's right there on Spotify, and he's the one who reads it. Then we also have narrative, where obviously you will tell real or fictional stories. Commentaries, where you can share your opinions on movies, books, a series. Entertainment, where you make people laugh, have fun. This is more commentary, more humor to engage your audience. And obviously documentaries, where you will go in depth on real world topics. Okay, so now let's go over the equipment, the recording essentials that you need. Obviously you need a good microphone. The one I use personally is this Rode USB mic. It's not USB-C. Sometimes I search for it on Amazon and I never see it now. Blue Yeti as well is very famous, but get a solid microphone so that obviously it's audio. So I think here quality matters even more than inside an online course. Okay, even though content is king, but we need good audio, right? Recording software, you can use Zencaster. I use ScreenFlow. I'll share a bit more of that later on. And Zencaster, I've used it to do the guest shows, so people can come in with a link and everything is recorded, separate audio, separate cameras, and then I edit those on ScreenFlow. Soundproofing, you have to optimize your recording space to reduce background noise. This doesn't mean you need a professional studio, but do record in a small quiet room with minimal echo. It could make a big difference. If you want, try to add pillows or like blankets close to you to help you improve the acoustics. For editing, just make sure, for example, in my case, since I'm pregnant at 35 weeks, something that you don't see behind the scenes during these recordings is that sometimes I can't breathe well. So what I do is that I start snapping on my mic so that when I'm editing, I can realize that I have these like spikes on my audio and I'm able to edit that. So if you have to pause, do so. I pause doing this, or I breathe doing that so that I can see that I have a space. If you do very long as well, filler sounds, remove them. When you're editing, you're gonna add music, sound effects. I'll show you one of the further on one of my episodes so that you can see what I did with it, because I did everything myself, from recording, from editing, from building. Everything you've seen on my trainings, I'm the one who does it. I do have a team, but I love knowing how to do stuff because then it's easier for me to delegate because I know what I have to ask for. Okay? So we talked about the microphone, the recording software, soundproofing, editing tips, and the transcription. So yeah, if you can, always, I use Adobe Premiere to transcribe things, and then you can add show notes if you want. I did my podcast inside Kajabi, and then every video is on YouTube as well. So yeah, I'd love to add the transcription as well. Some podcasting tools, I think everyone knows Spotify for Podcaster, Adobe Audition. I haven't used it before. The ones in red are the ones I've used. So I hired someone on Fiverr just because Envato Elements, I love their subscription to download unlimited content, graphics, templates, sound effects. However, since someone else can have it, I hired someone on Fiverr to do a unique sound for my podcast. I edit on ScreenFlow and did all my guest recording on Suncaster. Okay, the other ones I haven't tried, and I use Kajabi to distribute. Okay, so you need an eye-catching, effective thumbnail. And this, the first thing you have to think is, what's the identity you want your podcast to represent? What is the name that will resonate with your target audience? Ensuring that the colors, the visuals align with your brand aesthetics. So as you can see on this screenshot from one of my episodes in Spanish, I called it Farazo Inspires. It was the logo of our academy, and then we add Inspire under because the idea of this was that all guests inspire you to take action, to build your online business, to change your life. So think about a podcast name that reflects your topic. Convey always the topics in your cover. Use your identity colors. You can design this on Canva. I did it on Adobe Illustrator because that's what I use. I'm not such a Canva user, to be honest. Everyone knows Canva except me, I think, because I do everything on Adobe Illustrator and I love it. And the thumbnail size could be 600 by 600 pixels. The intro and the outro are essential for setting the tone of your podcast and giving it a professional feel. So you can hire someone on Fiverr or just record it. What I did was plan my script and I recorded it so that on every episode, this is the beginning, or I would adapt depending on who I had there a bit the message, but it always started with the same intro and background music, always the same soundtrack. And I edited all of these on ScreenFlow. So you can hire someone on Fiverr if you're looking for a custom thing, or find something on Envato, a sound that you want, write your script, record your voice, combine this content on ScreenFlow. Make sure you remove the background noise. That's something ScreenFlow allows. I'll leave you the link to ScreenFlow in the description below. And obviously adjust everything. The content of your episode needs a script. So it's important that you always follow the same script. You will adapt it to every topic or guest or the narrative or the interview. But know how you're always going to introduce an episode. What's the main content you're going to do? And then add your outro. One of my two favorite podcasts that I invite you to listen to recognize how they do the intro, the outros, how they monetize what they do, is The School of Greatness by Lewis Howes and Mel Robbins' podcast as well. I love these two podcasts. So how do we create inside Kajabi this podcast? We will see it today live. You just have to go to products, create the product, and you will have two options. Either you can import an existing podcast using your RSS feed, we'll talk about this now, or you can create one from scratch. Remember, you can sign up to Kajabi today with my link, mariataveras.com/Kajabi. Kajabi will leverage your business as another one tool for you, not only to do your podcast, but online products, digital products, newsletter, coaching, communities, memberships, websites, funnels, payments, everything in one place. Okay, so if you're already paying for Kajabi or you sign up today, don't bring your podcast in and just have it there. To be able to import your podcast, you will need the RSS feed. This is a URL that automatically updates listeners with your new episodes. So you have to retrieve this URL, go to products, import, and add that link over there. Maybe you have that link at Libsyn, Anchor, Buzzsprout, Podbean, or anywhere else. And it will let you know when an episode or full podcast has been imported. RSS means really simple syndication. It's simply a technology that easily updates websites, blogs, podcasts, newsletter, basically. Okay? So then you can customize your podcast page, and we'll see that live. You'll be able to add a primary color, an accent color, publish your episodes, add a title. If it's a bonus, a trailer, or just an episode, show notes, add audio files, add links, whatever you want, add the transcription, and you'll have all the analytics on how many people have downloaded this, which devices or operating systems they're using, which country they're from, which are your top episodes. And with Kajabi, you will be able to distribute your podcast to Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Spotify as well. Meanwhile, you can also create your own podcast page so that people can see it. Okay? So every time that your RSS feed is updated, all these directories will be populated with your new content as well. When this is ready, how do we promote and grow? So you have to expand your reach. You have to become the authority, okay? So you can both monetize or simply organically attract people and then present maybe your offers right through your podcast. So share this on social media, optimize for SEO, collaborate with other guests, with other podcasters, influencers, and always engage with your community, okay? One of the things I did is that since I did video and audio, I would always take the best part from one of the interviews, share it on socials, and I invite them to find the podcast on Spotify or Apple Podcasts to listen to it. How can you monetize your podcast? Sponsorships in the middle of the episode, for example, adding ads, promoting your own products inside, doing affiliate marketing like I did now. Go sign up to Kajabi, mariataveras.com/Kajabi, and I'll obviously get a commission without any additional cost to you. Inside Kajabi, you can either offer exclusive content in a membership or create a private podcast with paid access and connect that to an offer. How do you do that? Just come inside Kajabi, build your own podcast, but choose that it's a private podcast, okay? You will have to disable the downloads, and I don't suggest that you post this on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Allow them to come inside the library to do this. Okay, so now let's jump inside Kajabi and start building. We will create your podcast product. We will add the title, host name, description, select the language, the category, customize the look and feel, add a first episode, customize the podcast page, and even show you that you can create a customized landing page for this. But first of all, you need a Kajabi account. If you're watching this training between October 31st and November 11, 2024, you have the opportunity to an incredible offer, a 50% off Kajabi for the first 12 months. On their website, they're only offering 6 months. This is the perfect time to get started and building your online business. If you sign up using my affiliate link, mariataveras.com/Kajabi, you'll also receive an exclusive done for you bonus package by my agency. What will we set up for you? A one-page website based on my template, an online course setup with up to 10 video lessons, your basic sales funnel setup, sales page, checkout page, thank you page, and thank you email. I will gift you my Kajabi Kickstart course, a step-by-step guide to launch your course and your business, and exclusive access to my Facebook group to ask me questions, get advice, and connect with others. This is an opportunity that you can miss. This is a no-brainer. And if you're watching this after November 11, don't worry. Try the best creator platform free for 30 days on their website. They only offer 14 days so that you can get all the tools you need to build and scale your business and explore everything the platform has to offer. If you use my affiliate link, mariataveras.com/Kajabi, you'll still receive exclusive bonuses from me. Not only your 30-day free trial, where you'll save $149 testing out the #1 platform for creators, but you get my Kajabi Kickstart course, a step-by-step guide to launch your online course, access to me to ask questions, get advice, and connect with others on my exclusive Facebook group. And if you stay with Kajabi after your trial, email me your receipts and you get personalized help to take your business to the next level with a 60-minute strategy call. You'll be supported every step of the way. The link is in the description below, so start your free trial whenever you're ready. mariataveras.com/Kajabi. So basically, go click the link, mariataveras.com/Kajabi, and then on the landing page, you will click on claim your 30-day free trial and exclusive bonuses. Remember to add your first name, last name, and email address instead of the continue with Google so that we can guarantee that you do receive my email. And click on get started. Add your name, your email, and here we are. It says, get your free trial after a 30-day free trial, $149 per month. You can always upgrade or downgrade that plan. You can do annual if you want a discount per year. You will save $360 by paying annually. And you have to create a password and add your card number. Click on start free trial and please check your email because you have to confirm the email they sent to activate your account. You will receive 2 emails from Kajabi. The first one, confirmation instructions you must open, and then my exclusive bonuses from Kajabi support. Please look out for that email. So first of all, let's click on the email with the confirmation instructions and click on verify. It happens a lot that people tell me that it didn't work because they didn't do this process. Welcome, we're excited to have you. What brings you to Kajabi? Fill this in. You will always need to add your address. This is for marketing purposes. Here, Kajabi is inviting you to do an onboarding to help you build, but it's optional for you to do it or not. Basically, you can build an audience if you want, what type of products, the transformation, your logo. These are all part of the settings, so you can do all of this later. Now, go back to the previous email and you will receive an email from me, but via Kajabi support, and here's where you will redeem all your bonuses. So please pay attention to both emails. You have to confirm your account and look out for that email to redeem my bonus. Now we're inside the Kajabi dashboard and we're going to build our podcast. I have my own podcast, so what I'm going to do is redo my podcast so that you can see how everything works. Let's go to products and click on podcast. And it says create and publish episodes, distribute to all major listening apps, and monetize your podcast, all from your dashboard. So I'm going to click on get started. And it's asking me if I want to create a new podcast from scratch or import a podcast, and I would need to have my RSS feed link. So I'm going to click on create new, and let's add all the information here. So I have the title, the host, a brief description. That's the description I have used. And if I want to use it publicly, so they can access for free, or private, where I can connect to a Kajabi offer. I'm going to go public for now. Let's click continue. The language of this podcast, I'm going to use English for now, just for this demo, but I actually have it in Spanish. The category, it could be entrepreneurship, that I see that some of them are twice here. If I'm going to list in episodic order or serial order, let's use episodes only, because I'm not doing seasons. And now I have to choose the colors. So the primary color of my brand is blue, and the accent color. And I need an image that represents my podcast. And this is the image that I had created. It's the same logo as my academy. I just added Inspire in Spanish. So I'm going to click Save and Finish. And now it says, create your first episode. So as you can see, we have the outline, and I can add an episode. We have the distribution, and this is where you have to follow the information, clicking Learn How, on how to copy your feed and connect it to Apple Podcasts, and then connect it to Spotify as well. You have your analytics, and I'll show you how that looks inside my own podcast. We have the settings where I can modify everything that I did just right now. I can add more categories here. And if I were to migrate from Kajabi elsewhere, I would use those settings. We have the link to my RSS feed. This is what I would use. And we can preview our podcast page that it did for myself. Obviously, the font and everything is based on the template that this Kajabi account is using as a website template, because everything you do on websites, and find my training on web design of Kajabi, it comes to all your products basically, except for your online courses, because you can customize the templates inside. Okay, so now let's add a new episode. Let's click on new episode and add the episode title. One of the interviews I had with Susan Amaro, she has a business and she teaches you how to live by design. It's not a bonus, it's not a trailer, it's just an episode. I can add a season if I want, and I can add show notes. So I'm going to add some notes here so you can see how that looks. And here I can upload my audio. Now I can listen to it if I want.
Bienvenido a Farazo Inspira. Soy María Cristal, empresaria.
I can replace the audio, and if it has explicit content, I have to check mark this here. I'm going to click on add episode, and here's my first episode. I could preview, copy the link, view analytics, edit the details. This is how it looks.
Bienvenido a Farazo Inspira. Soy María Cristal.
So if I click on it, I have the episode title, I have the media added, I have my show notes, which I can put even prettier, and I can add, for example, learn more about her right here, and let's say I would add a link to her site, and subscribe on YouTube, because I do have these added here. As interviews as well. So I could just share the full link. And I'm going to add the link right here. If I have a transcription for this, I can add it. And there I have the transcription. And if I have a thumbnail that actually represents this, so I just put her logo, a picture of the expert, the guest, and their name. I can set a publish date. Today is (11 a.m.) Apply and save. So now look at how it looks. I have a full transcript. Wow, that's very long. But yeah, if you want to add the transcript, you can do that. Now, it's very important for you to do the distribution steps. So go to podcast distribution and click on each. First of all, Apple Podcasts. It's going to give you your RSS feed URL that you will share with Apple, and click on Open Apple Podcast Connect so that you can do the step by step to build this and connect to Apple. So click on Get Started and set up your account for Apple Podcast Connect. You will be adding and following all instructions and paste the feed URL that Kajabi gave you. Now mark that you don't contain any third-party content and sign up for the Apple Podcast Connect program. It's $20 per year. Now my account is active. I have to accept all agreements and terms, add all your information, agree, add your bank account, fill in your W-9 or the form that corresponds to you. It still says draft. I'm going to submit for review. Let me update the frequency in which I'm going to share content. Click save, submit for review, and now my podcast is published. I can see my episodes now appear here. I can listen to my episode, and I can copy the URL for Apple Podcast and add it to Kajabi and click submit. And that's it. Then you're going to do the same with Spotify. Google Podcast is not working anymore. So click on Learn How, copy your feed, open Spotify for Podcaster, verify the ownership, and let's do step by step. The step by step I'm going to share with you was the first time I built this podcast. I'm not sure if something has changed, just so you know. If there's a step that looks different, that's not Kajabi, that's Apple, and that's Spotify that you will be working in. Click on Learn How, open Spotify for Podcasters, agree to terms and conditions, accept, and click on Get Started. Add your RSS feed that Kajabi gave you. Click on Next. Verify your podcast. Complete the questions. Submit. And copy your link and paste it inside Kajabi. And last but not least, you can go to website, you can go to landing pages, and you can create a new landing page for your podcast besides the page it already gives you. There are here different podcast templates that you can work on. And now I'm going to show you the podcast page I created in my real podcast and the analytics inside. So now I'm inside my own Kajabi account. I'm going to click on products, podcast, and this is my podcast products. I only got to do 3 episodes, as I said. We can see the one we uploaded at the demo. There's the information, there's the full sharing, the transcription, and I can view analytics for this episode. So in the last month or the last year, for example, since I don't actually update this or invite people or promote it, you can see what has happened with it. At least 119 downloads. People are still listening to it at Apple Podcasts on my Kajabi site, so that's unexpected because I did this back in 2022. Most of them listen to it on desktop, on iOS, from the US, Ecuador, and Dominican Republic. And then I can go to the stats on specific providers. And I want to show you my landing page that I created inside Kajabi for this. So if I find Farazo Inspira on Google, this is the landing I designed. Here's the podcast page, the last episodes on YouTube, and then the link to the rest of them, to Apple Podcast, to Spotify, and my own site. This is Apple Podcast, this is Spotify, and this is the page Kajabi built for me. And that's it with this step by step. Now it's time for you to take action. So now it's time for you to do your homework and take massive action. Sign up to Kajabi with my affiliate link, mariataveras.com/Kajabi. Create your podcast product, add a title, add a host name, add a description, your language, customize the colors, and be ready to add a first episode, even if it's a test. Customize that page and be ready to record and share and promote. Please take action today, because if you start, you will feel motivated. But if you finish this training and don't begin, you'll only be adding tasks on your to-do list. Take massive action. It will motivate you to move on. Okay? So please do so. Remember to sign up to Kajabi using my affiliate link, mariataveras.com/Kajabi. I always have special promos for you, or go ahead and benefit from the 30-day free trial on their website. They only have a 14-day free trial, and I have exclusive bonuses for you. Thank you so much. Congratulations on completing this training. You now have everything you need to launch and grow that podcast that amplifies your voice, that connects you with your audience, that will open up a new revenue stream for your business. This is a powerful tool for you to expand your reach, for you to attract leads, for you to position yourself as an expert in your field. And remember, every episode is a chance to provide value, to share insights, and to engage with your community. If you're ready to get started and want extra support, don't forget to sign up with my affiliate link and unlock exclusive bonuses. I would love to know how you felt with this step-by-step guidance. Thank you so much for joining me. If you found this helpful in building a podcast that really represents your brand, that deeply connects with your audience, I would love to hear your feedback. So under this video, add comments and let me know if you feel more confident in launching your podcast. If you have any questions, insights, takeaways, your feedback helps me continuously improve these kind of sessions so that I'm ensuring that it's valuable for you and for others. I'm so excited to see the amazing podcast that you will create with your new skills. And remember, if you need additional support, don't hesitate in reaching out. I'm gonna leave on the description below my link to schedule a call with me and my team, because we want to help you succeed in growing your audience and building your online presence through podcasting on Kajabi.